Imagine this. You are sitting in your car at a red light. Your hands gripping the steering wheel of a vehicle that smells like success. To your left is a sleek BMW, driven by a man in a tailored suit who looks like he owns the world. To your right is a brand new SUV, packed with a happy family heading to a vacation you can't afford. You look at them, and a pang of envy twists in your gut. You think, they are winning, they have cracked the code. But what if I told you that the glass is a lie? What if I told you that the man in the BMW is 2 paychecks away from bankruptcy? Sweating through his expensive shirt because he can't make the lease payment? What if the family in the SUV is financing their smiles on a credit card at 18% interest? Praying that the transmission doesn't blow because they have exactly $0 in the bank? This is the matrix of the modern world. We are surrounded by the illusion of wealth. But the reality is a rotting core of debt. We have bought into the greatest con in history, that you can borrow your way to prosperity. That credit is a tool, and that debt is a privilege. Dave Ramsey, the drill sergeant of personal finance, shatters this glass with a sledgehammer. He screams a truth that hurts before it heals. Normal is broke. If you look around and see what everyone else is doing, and you do the same, you will end up just like them, stressed, anxious, and enslaved to a master named lender. The total money makeover is not a diet, it is a surgery. And the patient is you. The narrative begins in the quiet desperation of a typical suburban home. It is night, the kids are asleep, a husband and wife sit at the kitchen table, the only light coming from the glow of a laptop screen displaying their online banking. The air is thick with a silence that is louder than screaming. They are the Joneses. From the outside, they look perfect. They have the degree, the job, the house, the cars, but inside, they are bleeding. They are suffering from financial cancer. They make good money, yet at the end of the month, there is nothing left but dust. They fight about money constantly. The romance has been replaced by resentment. They are tired. They are scared. They are trapped in a cage of their own making, built with bars of Visa, MasterCard, and student loans. They are looking for a magic pill, a consolidation loan, a hot stock tip, a raise. But Ramsey enters the room not as a savior, but as a mirror holder. He forces them to look at the reflection. The problem, he declares with brutal love, is not the bank. The problem is not the economy. The problem is the person in the mirror. This is the first psychological hurdle, the denial, asterisk. We are masters of rationalization. We tell ourselves, it's not that bad, or everyone has a car payment, or I need the points. Ramsey strips away these lies. He exposes the math of stupidity. He shows them that they are sending 30% or 40% of their income to banks just to pay for things they bought 5 years ago and have already thrown away. He introduces the concept of asterisk, financial infidelity, asterisk. We cheat on our future selves every time we swipe a card. We steal from our own retirement to buy a latte today. The total money makeover requires a come to Jesus meeting with yourself. It requires you to get mad. Not annoyed, mad. You have to reach a point of sick and tired. You have to look at your debt and say, I have had it. I am not going to live like this anymore. This anger is the fuel. Without it, you will quit when the math gets hard. The narrative then takes us on a tour of the myths that keep us poor. The biggest dragon to slay is the asterisk myth of the credit score. Society worships the FICO score. We are taught that it is the adult report card. If you have a high score, you are a good citizen. Ramsey laughs at this. He calls it the I love debt score. A credit score does not measure wealth. It measures how much you love borrowing money. You can inherit $10 million, pay cash for everything, and have a credit score of 0. You can be broke, homeless, and have a perfect score if you pay your minimums on time. The pursuit of the perfect score keeps you tethered to the credit system forever. It is a leash. Ramsey demands that we cut the leash. He proposes a radical idea: live without a credit score. If you have money, you don't need credit. If you pay cash, you don't need a score. Then comes the asterisk myth of the car payment. We believe that a car payment is a mandatory monthly expense. Like electricity or taxes, you will always have a car payment. They say. Ramsey shows the math of the millionaire next door. The average car payment is $500 a month over 84 months. If you took that $500 and invested it in a mutual fund from age 25 to age 65, you would have over $5 million. The car payment is not a convenience, it is a multi-million-dollar mistake. It is the single biggest obstacle to wealth for the middle class. We drive our retirement funds around on four wheels, watching them rust and depreciate, just to impress strangers at stoplights. The analysis of this deprogramming phase reveals the power of social conditioning, We are herd animals, we find safety in numbers. Even if the herd is running off a cliff, we feel safer running with them than standing alone. To do the total money makeover is to step out of the herd. It is to become a financial weirdo. People will mock you. They will say, "You're cutting up your credit cards? What if there's an emergency?" They will say, "You're driving a beater, but you have a good job." Ramsey warns that you must develop thick skin. You are swimming upstream. The current of culture is designed to sweep you into debt. To fight it requires gazelle intensity. The metaphor of the gazelle is the heartbeat of the book. Ramsey describes a nature documentary. The gazelle is grazing peacefully on the savannah. The cheetah is hiding in the tall grass. The cheetah is debt. The cheetah is poverty. The cheetah is Murphy's Law. Suddenly, the wind shifts. The gazelle smells the predator. It doesn't analyze the situation. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't form a committee. It runs. It explodes into action. It cuts left. It cuts right. It jumps. It sprints with every ounce of energy in its body. Why? Because it knows that if it slows down, it dies. Most people are grazing while the cheetah is chewing on their leg. They are comfortable in their debt. Ramsey screams, "Run, run for your life. You cannot get out of debt casually. You cannot wander out of debt. You have to run with gazelle intensity." Once the mindset shifts from grazing to running, the tactical plan begins. This is not a complex hedge fund strategy. It is simple, almost insultingly so. It is called the **7 baby steps. Why baby steps? Because we can't run a marathon yet. We are out of shape. We need to learn to walk. We need quick wins. Baby step 1. $1 cash in a beginner emergency fund. The narrative zooms in on the struggling couple. They have no savings. They live on the edge. Every time the car breaks down, it is a crisis. Every time a kid gets sick, it is a disaster. They use credit cards because they have no margin. Ramsey orders them to stop everything, stop investing, stop paying extra on debt, and scrape together $1 as fast as humanly possible. Sell the golf clubs, sell the designer purse, deliver pizzas at night, have a garage sale, do whatever it takes. Why $1? It's not enough to retire on, but it is enough to cover the little Murphys. It is a psychological buffer. It is the first time in their lives they have a wall between them and the world. The narrative depicts the scene. The husband sells his beloved guitar. It hurts, but he holds the cash in his hand, 10 $100 bills. He puts it in an envelope marked emergency only. He hides it in the sock drawer. He feels a strange sensation, relief. For the first time, he is not naked. He has a shield. The analysis here is crucial. Money is largely emotional. That $1 doesn't fix their life, but it fixes their panic. It allows them to calm down enough to focus on the real enemy, the debt. With the shield in place, they turn to the offensive. Baby step 2. The debt snowball. This is the most famous and controversial part of the plan. The math nerds scream, "Pay the highest interest rate first." Mathematically, they are right, but Ramsey argues, if you were doing math, you wouldn't be in debt. You are a behavior problem, not a math problem. We need to hack the brain's reward system. We need dopamine. The couple lists their debts from smallest to largest, ignoring the interest rates. 1. Medical bill, $150. 2. Target card, $600. 3. Visa, $2. 4. Car loan, $15. 5. Student loan, $30. They look at the list. It is terrifying, but they focus only on the $150 medical bill. They pay minimums on everything else. They attack the $150 with gazelle intensity. They skip dinner dates. They drink water instead of soda. They stop their cable subscription. In 2 weeks, the medical bill is gone. Boom. They take a red marker and cross it off the list. It feels good. It feels really good. They have won a battle. They are not losers anymore, they are conquerors. Now, they take the $50 payment from the medical bill and add it to the payment for the Target card. They attack the $600. In a month, it is gone. Boom. Another line crossed out. The snowball is rolling. It is picking up speed. They are getting excited. They start looking for more things to sell. They start working more hours. They want to kill the visa. The narrative describes the grind. The middle of the debt snowball is the hardest part. The initial excitement fades. The car loan is huge. The student loan looks like a mountain. The friends are going to Cancun. The couple is eating rice and beans. Beans and rice. They are tired. This is the moment of truth. This is where the why matters more than the how. They look at their children sleeping. They realize they are doing this to break the curse. They are changing their family tree. They keep going. They pay off the visa. Then the car. They are driving a paid-for car. It drives differently. The seat feels better. Why? Because the bank isn't riding in the passenger seat anymore. Finally, they face the student loan. The boss. The final boss. They throw everything at it. Tax refunds, bonuses, birthday money. Then, the day comes. The final check clears. They log into the account. Balance, $0. The couple sits in silence. They hold hands. Tears stream down their faces. They are debt-free, except for the house. They have done the impossible. They have escaped the prison. The analysis of Baby Step 2 emphasizes the asterisk psychology of momentum. By tackling the small debts first, you build financial muscles. You prove to yourself that you are capable of discipline. The debt snowball is not about interest rates, it is about hope. When you see the list getting shorter, hope rises, and hope is the most powerful currency in the world. A person with hope can do anything. A person without hope will quit, even if the math makes sense. Ramsey's genius lies in understanding that to change the wallet, you must first change the spirit. But the journey is not over. Being debt-free is a fragile state if you don't have security. You are walking a tightrope without a net. The $1 emergency fund was just a baby net. Now, it's time to weave the real safety net. Baby Step 3, the fully funded emergency fund. The couple must save 3 to 6 months of expenses. Now that they have no payments, no car note, no student loan, no credit cards, their cash flow is massive. It feels like they got a huge raise. They pour this money into a money market account. $5, $10, $20. When they hit the 6-month mark, something shifts in their souls. Ramsey calls it asterisk, financial peace, asterisk. The narrative illustrates this shift. The husband walks into work. There are rumors of layoffs. The old him would have been panic-stricken. The new him is calm. He has 6 months of freedom sitting in the bank. He is not a slave to his boss. He works hard because he wants to, not because he is terrified. The wife sleeps soundly. She knows that if the roof leaks, if the kids need braces, if the world goes crazy, they are okay. They have built a fortress. This marks the end of the sprint. The gazelle can stop running. The cheetah is dead and buried. The couple is safe. But now, they face a new challenge. What do they do with the rest of their lives? Do they just consume? Do they drift? Or do they build something that lasts? The narrative prepares to shift from defense to offense. From survival to significance. The next steps are about building massive wealth. Not for the sake of luxury, but for the sake of legacy. The couple stands at the base of a new mountain. One that leads to the summit of the 1%. The silence in the house is deafening. The phone isn't ringing with collections calls. The mailbox isn't full of late notices. The checking account isn't hovering near zero. The cheetah of debt is dead and buried in the backyard. And the perimeter is secured by a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. The couple stands in the middle of their living room, breathing air that feels thinner, cleaner, lighter. They have survived. They have won the war for their immediate freedom. But now, they face a new, more subtle enemy, complacency. It is the whisper that says, "You've done enough. You're safe. Go buy a boat. Go to Disney World on a credit card just this once. You deserve it. This is the moment where most people stall. They reach baby step 3 inches and park there forever. Living a life of not broke, but never achieving wealthy. Dave Ramsey's voice cuts through the calm like a foghorn in the night. We are not done, he bellows. We didn't come this far just to survive. We came to thrive. The sprint is over. The marathon has begun. The couple must shift gears from the adrenaline-fueled panic of the gazelle to the steady, rhythmic discipline of the builder. It is time to turn their gaze from the past, debt, to the distant horizon of the future. This is * baby step 4, invest 15% of household income into retirement. The narrative zooms in on the kitchen table again. The couple looks at their paycheck. For the first time in their adult lives, every single dollar belongs to them. No car payment, no student loan, no visa. It feels like they just got a massive raise. The temptation to spend it all on lifestyle upgrades is overwhelming. But they remember the plan. They take a metaphorical knife and slice off exactly 15% of the gross household income. Why 15%? Why not 5%? Why not 50%? The narrative explains the Goldilocks zone. If you invest only 5% or 10%, the average American savings rate is often negative. You will arrive at age 65 with a can of Alpo and a bitter reliance on Social Security, which Ramsey calls social insecurity. You will be the old person greeting people at Walmart because you have to, not because you want to. If you invest 50%, you will be house poor and miserable today, unable to enjoy the journey or save for other goals. 15% is the perfect balance. It builds a massive nest egg over time while leaving enough room to live, give, and tackle the next steps. The couple sets up an automatic draft. Before the money even hits their checking account, it is gone, sent to work. They are not buying single stocks. They are not day trading crypto. They are not betting on their cousin's emu farm. They are boring. They invest in good growth stock mutual funds with a track record of at least 5 to 10 years. They spread the risk across 4 specific categories: growth, aggressive growth, growth and income, and international. They are diversified. The narrative describes the psychological shift from saver to investor. Saving is storing corn for the winter. Investing is planting corn to grow a field. They realize that every dollar they invest is a little green soldier. Their job is to recruit these soldiers and send them into battle to capture more soldiers. Interest. These soldiers work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They never call in sick. They never complain. And crucially, they work harder than the couple ever could. The analysis of baby step 4 reveals the magic of * compound interest. Ramsey tells the story of Ben and Arthur. Ben starts investing $2 a year at age 19 and stops at age 26. He invests a total of $16. Arthur starts at age 27 and invests $2 a year until age 65. He invests nearly $80. Who has more money at retirement? Ben. Why? Because Ben's money had more time to grow. The couple stares at the chart. The curve starts flat, almost disappointing, but around year 20, it goes vertical. It explodes. They realize that time is the secret ingredient. They are not investing for next year. They are investing for the version of themselves that is gray-haired and tired. They are paying their future selves first. This act is the ultimate form of self-love. It is saying, I love the future me enough to sacrifice today. With the retirement machine humming in the background, automatic, silent, relentless, the couple turns their attention to the next emotional minefield. Baby step 5. College funding, *. This step is fraught with guilt, societal pressure, and the desperate desire to be a good parent. The world screams at them, if you don't send your child to the best university, you have failed. You must co-sign the loans. You must rob your retirement. Ramsey intervenes with tough love. He looks the parents in the eye and says, the greatest gift you can give your children is you not living in their basement when you are 80. You can borrow for college, you cannot borrow for retirement. There are no scholarships for old age. The oxygen mask rule applies, put yours on first. The narrative depicts the talk. The couple sits down with their teenage children. In a normal household, This conversation is about entitlement. We will pay for everything. In a Ramsey household, this conversation is about partnership. We will help you, they say, but we will not destroy our financial future to do it. We are putting money into a 529 plan or an ESA, education savings account. Whatever is in there is what you get. If you want a more expensive school, you need scholarships, grants, or a job. The children are shocked, but my friend's parents are paying for everything. The couple stands firm. They explain the curse of student loans. They show the kids the math of graduating with $100 in debt, the shackles, the delay of life, the stress. They paint a vision of a different future. Imagine graduating with zero debt. You can do anything. You are free. The analysis here redefines the college experience. We have fetishized the idea of the 4-year resort experience with rock-climbing walls and luxury dorms. Ramsey argues that the struggle is part of the education. The student who works 20 hours a week, maintains a GPA for scholarships, and chooses a state school over a private one graduates with more grit, more character, and more marketability than the pampered student with a prestigious degree and a mountain of debt. Baby Step 5 is not just about saving money, it is about saving the children from the toxic culture of debt. It is about breaking the cycle. The couple starts contributing to the 529 plan. It grows tax-free. They sleep well knowing they have done their part without sacrificing their dignity. Now, the narrative arrives at the summit of the climb. The air is thin. The crowd has thinned out. Most people stop at baby step 4 or 5. They think, I'm good. I have retirement. I have college savings. I'll keep the mortgage because of the tax deduction. But the Ramsey disciple is not satisfied with good. They want total freedom. This brings us to baby step 6. Pay off the home early. This is the most controversial step. The sophisticated financial advisors, in their shiny suits and high-rise offices, scoff at this. They pull out spreadsheets. They say, don't pay off a 3% mortgage. Inflation is 4%. You are making money by borrowing. Keep the mortgage and invest the extra in the S&P 500. The math looks logical. On paper, leverage makes sense. But Ramsey asks the couple a single, piercing question. If you had a paid-for house, free and clear, would you go to the bank and take out a mortgage on it to invest in the stock market? The couple recoils in horror. Absolutely not. That's risky. Ramsey nods. Then why do you keep the mortgage? It is the exact same risk. The narrative exposes the myth of the tax deduction. People keep a $200 mortgage to save $3 in taxes. They spend $10 in interest to save $3. That isn't math. Ramsey quips. That is a tax on stupidity. The couple realizes that debt is risk. Period. 100% of foreclosures occur on homes with a mortgage. If you have no payment, you have no risk. They decide to attack the house. This is the grind. This is the part of the movie where the montage happens. It takes 5 years, 7 years, maybe 10. It is boring. It is unsexy. They drive their used cars while the neighbors lease new ones. They cook at home while the neighbors eat out. They look weird. They feel weird. But then, the balance starts to drop. $200, $150, $100. As the number goes down, their net worth goes up. They are building a fortress of equity. The narrative describes the psychological change in the household. The husband walks differently at work. He is not afraid of layoffs. He is not afraid of the boss. Why? Because his monthly nut is shrinking. He has options. The wife feels a sense of nesting, of permanence. This is not the bank's house, it is their house. Finally, the day arrives. The final electronic transfer is scheduled. The couple stares at the screen. The balance is $2.432.18. They have that much in checking. They click Submit. Processing. Processing. Paid in full. The screen flashes a confirmation. The couple sits in stunned silence. They expect fireworks. They expect a parade. But there is only the quiet hum of the refrigerator. And yet, everything has changed. They walk outside to the front yard. The husband takes off his shoes. He walks on the grass. He tells his wife, "Doesn't the grass feel different?" She laughs, crying, "It does." Why? Because they own every blade of it. No banker can take it. No economic crash can steal it. They are unevictable. They are anti-fragile. They hold a mortgage-burning party. They invite a few close friends, the ones who didn't mock them. They frame the deed. They light a copy of the mortgage statement on fire in the backyard grill. As the paper turns to ash and floats into the night sky, the chains of the past dissolve with it. They have done what only a tiny fraction of society ever does. They are completely, 100%, undeniably debt-free. The house, the cars, the education, the credit cards, all gone. The analysis of baby step 6 reveals the power of status symbols, In the normal world, the status symbol is the BMW, the Rolex, the Gucci bag, all usually bought on credit. In the Ramsey world, the status symbol is the paid-off home mortgage. It is the ultimate flex. It says, I own my life. It says, I am not a slave to anyone. The peace that comes from this step is not financial, it is spiritual. It is the peace of knowing that your shelter, the most basic human need, is secure forever. But the journey is not over. In fact, the wealth phase is just beginning. The couple now faces a good problem. They have no payments. They have a massive income. They have a pile of cash accumulating every month that used to go to the bank. What do they do now? If they just hoard it, they become dragons sleeping on gold. If they just spend it, they become hedonists. The narrative prepares to shift to the final, transcendent step. Baby step 7, build wealth and give. This is the summit. The air is rarefied. The couple has climbed the mountain of sacrifice, crossed the valley of discipline, and now stands on the peak of abundance. But the view is not what they expected. They thought the view would be about luxury, yachts, mansions, private jets. Instead, the view is about legacy. It is about impact. Ramsey challenges them. You have lived like no one else. Now, you must give like no one else. The story moves from the mechanics of accumulation to the theology of generosity. The couple realizes that wealth is not a pool to swim in, it is a river to flow through. If the river stops flowing, it becomes a stagnant swamp. They must learn the art of strategic giving, of changing their family tree for generations to come, and of using their money as a weapon for good in a broken world. The total money makeover is about to complete its circle, from the selfish desperation of debt to the selfless joy of abundance. The house is quiet, but it is a different kind of quiet now. It is the silence of a fortress. The couple sits on their back porch, looking out at the yard they really own. The grass, the trees, the dirt beneath them. No bank holds a lien on a single blade. They have climbed the mountain. They have slain the dragons of debt. They have built the walls of security. But as they look at their bank account, they see something strange happening. The money is piling up. It is accumulating at a speed that is almost frightening. With no mortgage payment, no car payments, and no student loans, their monthly cash flow is a torrent. This brings them to the final, and perhaps most misunderstood, phase of the Dave Ramsey philosophy, baby step 7, build wealth and give. The world tells us that the purpose of wealth is consumption. We see the billionaires on yachts, the rappers in private jets, the influencers with their closets full of designer bags. We are conditioned to believe that the finish line is a life of unbridled hedonism. But Ramsey's voice intervenes one last time, cutting through the noise with a biblical truth. Money is not good or evil, it is a magnifier. If you are a jerk and you get rich, you become a colossal jerk. If you are a generous, kind person and you get rich, you become a philanthropist who changes the world. The couple realizes that they are now stewards of a massive resource. They have reached the point where their money makes more money than they do. The compound interest curve has gone vertical. They are the millionaire next door. But instead of hoarding it like dragons sleeping on gold, they must learn to do 3 things: have fun, invest, and give. First, have fun, This surprises people. They think Ramsey is a monk who hates joy. But he insists, you have lived like no one else, now you get to live like no one else. The couple goes to the car dealership. They see the luxury car they have always admired. In the past, they would have leased it, sweating over the payments. Today, they write a check. The salesman is stunned. You don't want to finance? We have great rates. The husband smiles. No thanks. I prefer the rate of 0. They drive the car off the lot. It smells like leather and victory. There is no guilt. There is no buyer's remorse. They bought it with a fraction of their surplus. They go on a cruise. They upgrade to the balcony suite. Why? Because they can. Money, stripped of debt and worry, becomes what it was always meant to be, a tool for enjoyment, not a source of stress. Second, invest. Asterisk. The machine must keep running. They continue to max out their retirement accounts. They buy real estate with cash. They buy mutual funds. They are not doing this out of greed, they are doing it out of prudence. They understand that inflation is a thief that never sleeps. By continuing to build wealth, they are ensuring that they will never be a burden to their children or society. They are building a dynasty. But the third pillar is the most transformative. Give. Asterisk. This is the summit of the mountain. The air here is pure. The couple realizes that the most fun they can have with money is not buying a car, it is giving it away. Ramsey tells the story of the couple who goes to a diner. They see a young waitress, clearly exhausted, perhaps a single mom working a double shift. The bill is $20. They leave a $500 tip. They watch from the parking lot as she picks up the slip. She freezes. She looks around. She starts to cry. The couple drives away, their hearts pounding with a joy that no BMW could ever provide. This is outrageous generosity. It breaks the grip of selfishness. It reminds them that they are merely managers of God's money. The narrative shifts to the concept of asterisk, changing the family tree, asterisk. This is the ultimate why of the entire journey. The couple looks at their children. These kids have never seen their parents fight about money. They have never seen a credit card used to buy groceries. They have seen sacrifice. They have seen discipline. They have seen generosity. When the parents pass away, they will leave behind not just a pile of money, but a legacy of wisdom. They will leave behind a trust, but not one that ruins the kids. Ramsey advises, leave them enough to do anything, but not enough to do nothing. The curse of poverty, which may have plagued the family for generations, stops here. The chain is broken. The baton has been passed to a generation that starts the race on the finish line of the previous one. The analysis of Baby Step 7 reveals the asterisk psychology of stewardship, asterisk. When you owe money to no one, you are free to serve everyone. You become a river, not a reservoir. A reservoir holds water until it becomes stagnant. A river flows, bringing life to everything it touches. The couple realizes that their wealth is a responsibility. They fund a wing of a hospital. They build a church in a developing nation. They pay for a stranger's surgery. They are secret Santas all year round. The true total money makeover is the makeover of the heart. The selfish, scared consumer has died, and a generous, brave giver has been born. The narrative zooms out to the macro level. Imagine a nation of people following this plan. Imagine a society where millions of families are debt-free, with fully funded emergency funds and paid for homes. What happens to the economy? It stabilizes. What happens to the banking system? It serves, rather than enslaves. What happens to charity? It explodes. Ramsey argues that the government cannot fix poverty, only people can. And people can only fix poverty when they have the resources to do so. A broke person can't help a broke person. You have to put on your own oxygen mask first so you can help the rest of the plane. The story concludes with the couple sitting by the fire in their paid-for home, holding hands. They are old now. Their hair is gray. The journey was hard. The rice and beans years were tough. The mockery of their friends was stinging. But looking back, it was all worth it. They are surrounded by children and grandchildren who are thriving. They have given away millions. They have lived a life of total freedom. They look at the mirror one last time. The person staring back is no longer a stranger, no longer an enemy. It is a friend who kept the promises they made to themselves in the dark. Dave Ramsey steps back to the podium. He looks at the reader. This is not a theory. He says, this is a proven path. Millions have walked it. The math works every time. The only variable is you. He challenges the reader to stop making excuses. Stop blaming the economy. Stop waiting for a miracle. The miracle is in the mirror. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to be weird. You have the power to be free. The final image is of the reader standing at the starting line. The gun goes off. Do you walk? Do you graze? Or do you run like a gazelle? The choice is yours. The cheetah is coming, but so is the freedom. Core message, asterisk. The Total Money Makeover, asterisk asterisk is a manifesto for asterisk personal responsibility asterisk and asterisk delayed gratification. Dave Ramsey's core message is that asterisk asterisk, debt is dumb. Cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage is the status symbol of choice, asterisk. The book argues that personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. We don't have a math problem, we have a person in the mirror problem. By admitting our weakness, following a proven plan, and sacrificing the present for the future, we can reclaim our dignity and build a legacy of generosity. One-liner, asterisk. Live like no one else, so later you can live and give like no one else.